Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night, heart racing, because someone you were not even thinking about suddenly appeared in your dream? Maybe it was someone from your past, someone you have not spoken to in years, or maybe it was someone you see every single day. But in the dream, everything felt different, more intense, more real. If that has ever happened to you, then stay with me till the end of this video, because today we are going to break down what it actually means when someone appears in your dreams. According to psychology, not superstition, not guesswork, but real patterns of how our mind works while we sleep. Let's start with the most important truth first. Dreams are not random. For a long time, people believed dreams were just meaningless noise created by a resting brain, but modern psychology tells us something very different. Our brain does not shut off when we sleep. It actually becomes incredibly active, sorting through memories, emotions, and unresolved thoughts from our day, our week, sometimes even our entire life. So when a specific person shows up in your dream, it is rarely a coincidence. It usually means that person is connected to something your mind is still processing, something it has not fully let go of yet. Now here is the first big reason someone appears in your dreams, and this one applies to almost everyone at some point. When someone appears in your dream, it often means that person represents unfinished emotional business. This does not necessarily mean unfinished romantic business, although it can be that too. It could be an unresolved argument, words you wish you had said, or feelings you never fully expressed while you were awake. Our conscious mind is good at avoiding uncomfortable emotions during the day. We distract ourselves with work, with phones, with conversations, with anything that keeps us from sitting with difficult feelings. But when we sleep, those distractions disappear, and the subconscious mind takes the opportunity to process what we have been avoiding. So if an ex-partner, a friend you fell out with, or even a family member you have unresolved tension with suddenly appears in your dream, it is not random. Your mind is trying to work through something that your waking self has been pushing aside. The second reason someone shows up in your dreams is deeply tied to how our brain processes emotional intensity, not necessarily the amount of time we spend thinking about someone. A lot of people assume that dreaming about someone means you have been thinking about them a lot recently, but that is actually only half true. Psychologists have found that dreams are more strongly influenced by emotional intensity than by frequency of thought. This means you could think about a stranger you had one meaningful conversation with more than someone you talk to daily, simply because that one conversation carried more emotional weight. So if someone appears in your dream who you have not spoken to in months or even years, it usually means that person left a strong emotional imprint on you at some point, and your brain is still holding on to that emotional memory, even if your conscious mind has moved on. Now let's talk about something a lot of people experience but rarely understand, and this is the third reason. Sometimes the person in your dream is not actually about that person at all. This might sound confusing, but stay with me. In dream psychology, people often appear as symbolic representations of certain traits, emotions, or situations rather than as themselves. For example, if you dream about a strict teacher from your school days, it might not be about that teacher specifically. It could be your subconscious representing feelings of pressure, judgment, or high expectations that you are currently experiencing in another part of your life. Maybe at work, maybe at home. Similarly, if you dream about someone who was very caring and protective, it might symbolize your own need for comfort and safety during a stressful period. So before jumping to conclusions about why a certain person appeared, it is worth asking yourself, what does this person represent to me? What quality or emotion do I associate with them? Because sometimes the dream is not about the person, it is about what they symbolize. Here is the fourth reason, and this one is particularly common among people going through big life changes. When someone appears in your dreams during a period of transition, it often reflects your mind's way of comparing your current life to your past. This is extremely common when people dream about ex-partners, especially during moments like starting a new relationship, changing jobs, or moving to a new place. It does not necessarily mean you want that person back or that you regret the past. Instead, your brain is doing something called comparative processing, using memories of past relationships or experiences as a reference point to evaluate your current situation. It is your mind's way of checking in, asking, is this new chapter better, worse, or different compared to what I have experienced before? So if you find yourself dreaming about someone from your past right when something significant is changing in your life, understand that it is less about missing them and more about your mind trying to make sense of where you currently stand. And now, the fifth reason, which might be the most emotionally significant one of all. Sometimes, someone appears in your dreams simply because a part of you misses the connection you once had with them, even if you do not consciously admit that during the day. Human beings are wired for connection, and even after relationships end, whether romantic, friendly, or familial, the emotional bond does not disappear overnight just because the relationship did. During the day, our logical mind convinces us that we have moved on, that we are fine, that we do not think about that person anymore. But at night, when logic quiets down, our emotional mind gets a chance to speak, and sometimes what it says is, I still miss what we had. This does not mean you should reach out to them or that the relationship needs to be revived. It simply means that healing is not always a straight line, and dreams are one of the ways our subconscious processes lingering emotional connections, even ones we thought we had already let go of. Now, here is something extremely important I want you to understand before we go further. Dreaming about someone does not always mean something deep or symbolic. Sometimes it is simply your brain replaying recent memories because you saw a photo, heard a familiar song, or had a passing thought about them before falling asleep. Not every dream needs to be analyzed like a hidden message from your subconscious. But when a dream about a specific person keeps repeating, or when it leaves you with a strong emotional reaction after waking up, that is usually when it is worth paying closer attention, because repeated emotional dreams are rarely meaningless. So let's bring this all together. When someone appears in your dreams, it can mean several things. It can mean there is unfinished emotional business your mind is still processing. It can mean that person left a strong emotional impact on you, regardless of how much time has passed. It can mean they are symbolically representing an emotion or situation in your current life. It can mean your brain is comparing your present life to your past during a period of change. And sometimes, it simply means a part of you still misses the connection you once shared, even if you have not admitted that to yourself while awake. I want you to think about this for a moment. Is there someone who has recently appeared in your dreams, someone you were not expecting to see, someone who left you thinking about them the next morning? If so, I would genuinely love to know. Drop a comment below and tell me who appeared in your dream and what you think it might mean based on what we just talked about. Your comments help create real conversations here, and honestly, some of the most powerful insights on this channel come from people sharing their own experiences, so do not hesitate to open up. If this video helped you understand your dreams a little better, make sure to hit the like button, because it genuinely helps more people discover this channel and learn about the psychology of love, connection, and the human mind. And if you have not subscribed yet, now is the perfect time, because we dive deep into topics just like this every single week, breaking down the hidden psychology behind emotions, relationships, and the way our minds work, both while we are awake and while we are asleep. Before we end this video, I want to leave you with one final thought. Our dreams are often a mirror of what we refuse to acknowledge during the day. The people who appear in them are rarely there by accident. They are messengers from a part of our mind that never really stops working, even when our eyes are closed. So the next time someone unexpected shows up in your dream, do not brush it off. Ask yourself what unfinished feeling, memory, or connection might be trying to find its way back to the surface. Thank you so much for watching till the very end. I will see you in the next video, where we continue exploring the fascinating hidden psychology behind love, connection, and the human heart.